As Kenya has put in place several policies and legislative measures to empower women and promote gender equality, the state is under an obligation under Article 27(8) of the Constitution to take legislative and other measures to implement the principle that not more than 2/3 of the members of elective and appointive bodies shall be of the same gender. This is a fact that is now well known to a majority of young women, especially those who are educated.
Like now, kama tungekuwa na mwanamke asimame for the president, ingekuwa vizuri. Sababu hata sisi tuko na ideas zenye tunataka kutoa nje ndio tuonekane kuwa tuko na uwezo wa kufanya kitu fulani.
I have a point there, but then we just say time child. It's like a baby. You just can't tell a baby to jump if he has not yet crawled. You have to show them how to crawl. They'll stand, they'll fall. So that's at this time I think the women are just there.
The way we've been socialized, we've been seen as taking a back seat in terms of leadership. So it's just a way of encouraging women to take positions in leadership. And because even if we are saying that 2/3 of the women have to be in parliament, or maybe 2/3, a third have to be in certain positions, the judges. So we are saying once that has been created, a woman is able to vie and compete as competitively as the man. It's not that she'll just be told, okay, so and so come and sit here because of the affirmative action. No, she's given the chance and the opportunity to vie competitively.
Following the proposal to amend the Constitution, Infotrack Research and Consulting partnered with the UN Women and conducted a nationwide poll on Kenya's take on the constitutional provision that no more than 2/3 of the members of elective public bodies shall be of the same gender, among other gender issues. Majority of Kenyans, that is about 78%, are aware of the constitutional provision that not more than 2/3 members of elective and appointive public bodies shall be of the same gender. Nyanza region recorded the highest incident where 89% of Kenyans support at least 1/3 representation of either gender in elective bodies. According to the presenters, Nairobi recorded a shocking response with only 69% saying they would vote for a woman, and Northeastern Province recording 73%, performing better than Nairobi.
Politics is very intense. That is, regions that are talking about we are producing a president. Those regions, if you go to the women issues, the entry point is very difficult because people have been galvanized around this big thing we must get. I'm not surprised, therefore, that in Northeastern, where they are still dealing with basic bread and butter, the realities of life and how to sort out those lives, people are more prone to listen to civic education and good leadership, rather than areas that are competing head on neck on who is a jogo in Kenya.
I am completely and utterly tired of the myth that it is people who are illiterate who are sexist. So I am glad that we have now been scientifically shown that it is people in Nairobi who are least willing. I'm even going to leave Central alone, because Central there was a bit of a difference. And you might say in Central you're also dealing with issues of illiteracy. But it is people in Nairobi who are least willing to vote for women. There's no surprise there.
But the question of lack of women representation was also directed to the lack of women candidates available to take up the positions, whether elective or appointive. The ladies also tried to downplay the issue witnessed during the application of the CJ and the deputy CJ.
One of the rankings when you were up for the office of CJ was just your academic qualifications. Right there, you've knocked out a whole lot of women. It may not seem obvious on the surface, but gender-based exclusion is what is known as, in the United Nations, as systemic. That means it's a form of exclusion which is so institutionalized that you don't actually have to do anything to exclude the person who suffers from that form of exclusion. Race-based exclusion is also like that. The same applies to disability. How many women lawyers do you think we have that are in their 50s? Of the women lawyers that are in their 50s, how many of them do you think have a master's in law?
So it is in the culture, and for us, we are tackling it in the gender and the women's movement in terms of intensive civic education to make people realize that this is a thing that has come. Governance has changed. We have taken our daughters to school, and they are able leaders, and they can lead.
All in all, affirmative action still remains to be a major pillar in supporting the empowerment of women in a society where culture still surpasses all understanding. Timothy Omondi, GBS News. Well, we'd like to apologize there. We had written earlier on that Atsango Chesoni is the chairperson of the Kenya Human Rights Commission, but she is the executive director of the organization.